Under the Presidential Records Act, which is civil, not criminal, I had every right to have these documents.
Former President Donald Trump reveals the legal argument he may use to defend himself against federal charges of mishandling classified documents. And we talk about the history-making obstruction case with the head of SMU's Center for Presidential History, Dr. Jeff Engel. Good morning.
Hi, good to talk to you.
So the former president pleaded not guilty to federal charges that he risked disclosure of defense secrets and obstructed investigators. As you watched this play out yesterday when he appeared in court, what stood out to you?
Well, first and foremost, that we are yet again dealing with the problem of unprecedented nature with Donald Trump. I mean, this is something that's been true since he was a candidate, that this is simply very little to go on in terms of history to help us understand this, because this is, in fact, the first time that we've had a former president who has faced criminal indictment on not only state level before, but now on the federal level as well. And this is something I think that people really need to sort of pump the brakes on a little bit, because we do need to remember, if you are a liberal or a critic of Donald Trump, please remember that we live in a system that is a person is innocent until proven guilty. And frankly, if you are a Trump supporter, I would encourage you to try to listen to the evidence that's coming out, because the indictment that the government gave, now the indictment's only one side, but the indictment that the government gave is in fact online and available for everyone to read. And I would encourage people to go read it and try to understand this, and try to pretend as though you didn't know who Donald Trump was, or you didn't know who you were, as if you're a supporter or not, and just look at the facts. And so this is really critical for understanding that this is the first time we've had this happen in American history, which is not to say that it's just a political action. This is also the time that we've had a president who has gotten himself into this much trouble since leaving the White House. So again, Donald Trump making us rethink the whole notion of what is unprecedented.
Well, and I guess that's what they're really hoping the jury can do too, right? Say, hey, don't think of him as former President Donald Trump, just look at the facts here. So here's a big, really general question, but why does this matter? For so many reasons, for several reasons, you say this is not normal.
It's not normal. I mean, it matters because it's the first time this has ever happened. So that's interesting in and of itself. It matters, secondly, because we do not live in a country where typically, previous people in power have been prosecuted by their successors. Now, that's something which we usually ascribe to unworking democracies, some so-called banana republics, that this is a way that a system is unstable if the leadership that gets transitioned into after an election or after a coup goes out after legally their predecessors. Now, again, pump the brakes on this, everybody, because Donald Trump supporters will say, well, that just shows that President Biden is out of control, or that the Justice Department has been weaponized in some way. Look, we live in a country that never goes after its previous leaders. True. You could also make the argument, we live in a country that has never before had a previous leader so blazingly break the law. Perhaps also true, depending on that court outcome. I mean, there's really no doubt in my mind that President Trump did something that no president has done before. Every president before has followed the rules of the Presidential Records Act, which says that the records that the president creates during his time in office and sees during his time in office are the people's, are the government's. They are not actually the president. Other examples where we've seen Vice President Pence, for example, or President Biden even, have located documents within their files that they perhaps took inadvertently, but they immediately turned around and said to the government, please take these back. We don't want these. President Trump is the only person that we've ever had in history who said, no, these documents are mine, even though I would argue the law is very clear that they are not.
All right, yeah, a lot to consider as we think of him as a former president, now a leading candidate for office again.
Exactly.
Dr. Jeff Engel, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Always good to talk to you.